Hello, everyone listening. Before we get started, I just wanted to say we all were just rocked by the news of the passing of Renee. I'm just in the process of editing episode 4 and talked briefly with Haley about whether or not we should add a quick thing to the episode to discuss such a sad, tragic loss. We decided that we will save it for our next episode and really give him the time he deserves, the time we want to give him. I'm kind of shocked right now about the news. It's hard to process. I think everyone feels that way right now, obviously. So I just wanted to say that my thoughts and everything go out to his friends and family and the community right now. And for our next episode, we will be definitely spending some good time talking about Renee and his character Odo. And with that, please enjoy episode 4 of Rewind, a Star Trek podcast. Before we start, please note that this podcast contains offensive language and adult themes. Listener discretion is advised.
Boom, boom.
If you're looking for your missing sock,
The true identity of Jack the Ripper?
a French language copy of the movie Air Bud on VHS,
Or the password to your old Bolt.com account.
What? Then
Then
this is the podcast for you. I got copies of Air Bud in French coming out of my yin yang.
Thanks, Canada.
Ooh. Merci beaucoup.
Oh, oui, oui.
Oh, voulez-vous coucher? Can't do that. Cost money.
Voulez-vous go down?
Woo. All right. Before we go any further, we would like to thank our sponsors. Fansets. This episode of Rewind is brought to you by Fansets, the place to get awesome pin collectibles. They have close to 200 officially licensed Star Trek pins to pick from, with new ones coming out every month. See all the pins and collectibles they have to offer at fansets.com. Fansets. We are Star Trek. But not only that, they are alien. I was just on their website, Haley, and they have xenomorph pins and Ripley
Shut
pins.
up. Oh,
it's true.
Christmas is coming.
It is.
Get ready, Mom and Dad. You're
Whoop,
getting
whoop.
fucking Fansets pin.
Oh my God.
They love Alien. And also my brother's dog is named Ripley after
what?
Ripley.
Now all they need to do is do Predator. Then they're
Oh.
set. Then you got AVP. And
Do
that's
you
your parents'
remember-
favorite movie.
Yes, it is. And do you remember you and I were in a comic shop once and we were looking at the Xenomorph and Predator and I was like, who'd you rather? And at the same time we both went,
Predator.
I mean, he's just so
Predatory.
Mm-hmm. Hey girl, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. What are you drinking?
Pinot Gris?
No, who are you, me?
I know, right? Here's the story. I don't really drink wine.
Okay.
But for some reason, I was just kind of like, I want to fucking drink wine. So on Monday, today's Wednesday, on Monday, I, after work, decided to just stop in at the liquor store, the one that we went to the other day by the Hotel Rialto. And I was kind of browsing, just thinking like, tonight's a good night to drink wine. That made me think of Worf. And there was this, a bottle and it just said low sugar, low alcohol, citrusy. I'm like, you know what? Sounds good. I'll get it. Drank the whole fucking bottle on Monday night.
That is
and
not
then
wine,
I was like,
but yeah,
my God, we're
okay.
recording tonight. So I think I need to get more wine. So I got off the bus after work, walked into the liquor store and saw Pinot Gris. Made me think of you. It's not too dry. It's not too sweet. It's not too anything. It's chilled and it's going down really easy. So.
Oh, love that. I'll join you. I'm drinking Cabernet Sauvignon. Did go out for a drink after work.
Where'd you go?
The Tap House.
Okay.
Yeah. And so...
you didn't go to our place.
No.
That's the thing, because we have a place, for those of you listening, if you're ever in Victoria, the Bard and Banker Pub. Look it up. It is thebomb.com.
It's gorgeous in there. The drinks are delicious. So what's been new with you?
Nothing.
No?
I had the house to myself for like a week or so. And because we went out and had cocktails together, my significant other, he was in Saudi Arabia, of all places,
cool.
Which was pretty freaking cool for him and super exciting. He was there for a big car event and just, hobnobbing with the cast of Bitchin' Rides and Gas Monkey. No big deal. I'm going back to school in the new year. So look out. I'm going to get a designation, certified CRM, which is a certified records manager. So information management, man.
Good for you.
Yeah. Then I'm going to go in and after that do my certificate in privacy.
Ugh.
So look out.
Great.
Yeah. I'm going to know all about privacy. I'm not taking any time off. I'll just kind of be working it. And I'm ready to start watching some Christmas movies. So somebody bring on Die Hard. I'm ready.
Oh, Die Hard 4 Christmases. Have you seen that?
Oh, I love that one.
That movie is a dark horse. You would never know how funny it is.
I know. I love it.
Yeah.
And last night I watched the Saturday Night Live Christmas special, and it was so, oh God, I was dying. If you haven't seen it and you can find it, you got to watch the skit that is Dunkin' Donuts. It's Casey Affleck. It's like FUBAR, but Dunkin' Donuts. It's like a commercial. Oh my God. It's so funny.
Love it.
Anyway, what about you? You go.
Yeah, I finally
just fast forward if you want Star Trek, okay? We're just going to talk. Yeah, we haven't talked to each other. Fuck off. We're drinking. We're chatting. If you don't like it, skip ahead 20 minutes or whatever. I don't know.
Fucking skip it.
Skip it. This is girl talk.
I finally went to Tofino. So we live on an island in BC. Yeah. Treat yourself. So I've been born and raised on this island. I've never been to Tofino. People are shocked when I tell them this, but the fact is that for many years, I preferred to spend the time it would have taken to drive there, which is almost 5 hours, to just be on a plane and then get off that plane in Hawaii. Because it turns out Tofino is awesome and Hawaii can suck it.
Whoa.
I know.
You know what? Tofino is awesome. I've only been there once, but it is the place if you want to do some storm watching.
This was my anticipation. But guess what?
No storms.
No storms. The weather was gorgeous. It was warm, which is super strange for this time of year. So I look forward to going back and storm watching, but I got 10,000 steps every day. What? I ate bull kelp. I walked on the beach under the Milky Way. I drank local beer. It was just such a wonderful time away.
If we're blue skies smiling at me. We went out and sang karaoke on our night out together. And you know what? It was probably one of the most fucking therapeutic things ever. People who spend money to go see therapists and counselors, you take that money. You go to Lotteria, you rent a room, fucking sing.
Sing You Ought to Know at the top of your lungs.
You ought to know. Boston. See my Marianne walking away.
More Than a Feeling.
Thank you. More Than a Feeling.
Also another Christmas movie.
Oh my God, you are too.
Who's the Mac?
I want to meet her. You know what? I'm going to get you to hold that thought. I'm going to go get myself the bottle of wine and I'm going to bring it down here.
Do it.
All right. We'll just cut out this blank space.
Go, 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 go. I don't know what to say. So I had so much pasta for dinner. No regret. I got myself a bottle of wine.
I'm sorry. Can we take a minute and just talk about how fucking brilliant of a show The Office is?
I love The Office. It is relevant to my everyday work. I always find some sort of reference to The Office every day.
Did you know that there's a podcast that's by the women who played Angela and Pam?
Shut up.
It's called The Office Ladies. It's been out for about 2 months, and each week they do an episode starting from the beginning, season 1. I listened to the new one that came out this morning. It was all about the episode season 2, number 1, The Dundies. It is so good. If you like The Office, you need to listen to The Office Ladies because they were there living it. They're best friends in real life.
That is fantastic. I love that.
Just what I need on a Tuesday morning going into work on the goddamn bus.
Also, I saw your Insta this morning. What the fuck time do you get downtown? Okay. It was pitch black.
So here's the story. I start work at 7:40 in the morning.
Holy shit.
Because it's winter.
Yeah.
And the commute is really bad from where I live, even though it's like 4 kilometers.
No, it's really bad
here. I get the bus at 6:15 in the morning. I get downtown at 7 a.m. and I go for a power walk for 40 minutes downtown, and then I start work. It's only for a couple of months, but then I'm going to do a work from home. So
it literally takes me 8 minutes to walk to work, and I'm almost late every day.
Okay, so you know what? We got some new segments. We have 2 new segments we're dropping today on this podcast. Are you ready, listeners? Can I get a what from the 6 of you that are listening? Go, Haley. Tell us about the first one.
So the first one is called Fast Facts, which gives you a few tidbits about your host of Rewind. Like, who are we really?
And does anybody care? No, but we like to talk about ourselves, right? And maybe we'll even learn something about each other that we didn't know.
It's entirely likely.
Although I know a lot about you, so.
Oh, I know everything about you.
Oh my God. All right. 3
fast facts. Sarah, go.
Oh my God. Fast fact number 1, I used to do ballroom dancing. Boom. Fast fact number 2, I tan really easily.
Jelly.
Thank you to my heritage. And fast fact number 3, my favorite movie of all time is Silence of the Lambs, but actually it might be Spinal Tap. I don't really know.
Oh.
That's like the hardest question for me to answer, really. Like it changes. Like Con Air.
Oh, Con Air.
Con Air is such a fucking good movie. I'm sorry.
Also, don't be sorry. Also, Air Force One.
Oh.
That might
also
be
Airplane.
Oh.
And Don't Call Me Shirley.
Don't Call Me Shirley.
Haley, do you have any fast facts?
I got a couple fast facts.
1, 2, 3.
Fast fact number 1. I haven't seen most movies that people have seen. Like, I have not seen Goodfellas.
Oh.
I have not seen Grease, The Full Monty, Schindler's List. Number 2, I was in remedial math and I got jelly beans when I got the answer right. I don't know math at all, and it has never impeded my life in any way. So fast fact number... Wait, what comes after 2? 3?
Threve, a combination of 3 and 5. Simply
mustard.
Stunning.
It comes from mustard seeds. So, no, this is my fast fact. I was in the opening scene of William Shatner's movie, The Captains, that he filmed in Vegas, partly after he photobombed our folks who were all dressed up. So I'm like wearing a little leopard print cardigan like I know what I'm fucking doing. And that's me. And there's so much more.
Right?
All right, let's move on to the slumber party.
Haley, are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Slumber party games, and we're going to invite everybody listening to join us as we answer some really tough questions to find out what Star Trek alien is my soulmate. Thank you, BuzzFeed. I will tweet out the link to this BuzzFeed quiz. I'm going to answer the questions right now while you tell me a little bit about the responses that you got. Okay?
Yeah.
Haley, go. Who is your alien soulmate?
A Vulcan.
Really? How do you feel about that?
I really love a sense of humor in a partner, and I feel like Vulcans, well, they're like a little too logical.
Reserved.
I'm very I'm not sure how I feel about that. I wasn't prepared for you to ask that question.
You got Vulcan.
I got Vulcan.
What would you like to have had? Like, even if you don't know what the other answers are.
I would have preferred to have Klingon, Ferengi.
Anything
interesting?
I just finished mine, and I'm going to be fully on this. I'm drunk, so I wasn't paying super close attention. I was going with so I did this one based on just like colors and words, and I got human. And it says, you prefer someone adventurous, curious, and passionate. Whether it's exploring the galaxy or bragging about Earth's wonders, life with a human could never be boring. And it shows a Jiffy Pop of Riker just kind of smiling. And it's,
Riker.
It looks like Riker from that episode where he's going crazy and he's in the insane asylum. But he's
frame of mind. Such a
nailed
good
it
episode.
That a girl.
Oh,
because his hair's a little disheveled. Yeah. So I'm okay with that. Human. You know what? I'm a human. If I can't interact and connect with humans, then I'm kind of screwed, right? So, I mean, I know me and my dog get along quite well. while my boyfriend was away, the dog did sleep in the bed with me one night, and it was so fun. He was sleeping on his back with his legs up.
You're kidding.
He's hilarious.
Oh, what a
Frank.
cutie.
Yeah. Okay. So you got Vulcan. Haley.
I did. So what does that mean for me?
Hey, did you watch Short Trek?
You talking to me?
You talking to me?
You talking to me?
You talking to me? What am I, a clown to you? Do I amuse you? What Star Trek Discovery character are you, Haley?
You want to know what I am? Who I am?
I kind of want to know. I'm scrolling here looking for it on freaking BuzzFeed. No, I'm just going to type in the word Discovery, and
Discovery character.
Star Trek Discovery. And I'm going to start answering the questions. You tell me who you got. Do you agree with it? Either way, who would you like to have gotten?
So it turns out that I'm Ash Tyler. Have you seen on Netflix Toast of London?
No. What is it? Tell me more.
So this is a British comedy type show, and Ash Tyler plays this total hipster named Clem Fandango, who manages the voiceover recordings of this guy named Stephen Toast, who was also in What We Do in the Shadows, the movie. And oh my God, it's a hilarious show if you like British comedy, which is not for everyone. But anyway, if you want more Ash Tyler, I mean, what's his face?
Shazad.
So I'm concerned that I got Ash Tyler.
You know what?
Yeah.
I just got him too.
Twinsies.
We're both Ash Tyler.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm okay with it. I think I like this idea of doing a slumber party game section. There's so many quizzes out there. I think we should keep doing them. And I think we should get the people who are listening to do these quizzes and send us your results. Tell us what you think. Hey, do you want to make up a quiz? Do you want to ask questions? Do you want to @ me on Twitter and start getting involved? Please. If there's one thing I want, it's to hear from you. Okay. So I think going forward, we should do more quizzes. I want to play MASH. I want to play Flame, which I've never played before, and I've heard of it. Flame stands for friends, lovers, affectionate, married, or enemies. We could do Desert Island, like pick 5 episodes that you get to watch over and over if you're on a desert island.
Easy.
Or Twitter. Let's be honest. Twitter is a hot garbage dumpster of a fire in general. But if I was just to like randomly search the hashtag Star Trek or hashtag make it so, or hashtag beam me up, imagine what kind of fucking funny shit I could find. I think that there's potential here. So if you're into it, people listening, tell us, give us suggestions. We want you to enjoy this podcast. We want you to listen to this podcast. We want you to have fun with this podcast. I had somebody come at me the other day saying that they wanted us to start including what we're drinking ahead of time so y'all can get involved. Or we could put in drinking games. You know what? I'm into it. I will admit I was not prepared for this episode. It's the holidays. Fuck off about it already. We'll go for the new year. I want you to do an episode synopsis. We covered the episode Where No One Has Gone Before.
Yeah.
And already that's progress because it used to be Where No Man Has Gone Before.
I know.
Fuck that.
Unfortunately, though, this
please give a synopsis. I want to hear your version of the shit that went down in this 51 minutes of fucking bullshit.
It was so long. So this episode is another typical goddamn TNG episode where they don't quite know what they're doing. Like, imagine this. The Enterprise. Having a great time. Soaring through space or whatever. Someone's like, hey, guess what? I can totally improve your brand new warp engines. Can I, like, come aboard? And Picard's like, obviously. And what they don't know is that this guy is bringing his creepy buddy named the Traveler, who takes a weird interest in Wesley Crusher. Guess I'm not the only one. And suddenly the Enterprise is catapulted to the edge of space where people's thoughts become reality. No big deal. But Picard immediately tells the dude to take them home 2.7 million light years away because no one wants to live their thoughts. except for maybe me, where in this scenario, I am watching this episode and Riker has a beard. So the Traveler's all like phasing in and out of existence. And Wesley's like, hey, you guys, have you checked on the And Riker's like, shh. And then Crusher tries to treat the Traveler's condition because he's phasing in and out of reality, and he, is unable to be helped because of his alien physiology, like literally. Then the Traveler says, like, Picard should nurture Wesley and helps bring the ship back to the known space. And then he disappears, and Picard is all, like, into nurturing Wesley to the point that he actually friggin' assigns him to the role of acting ensign, which is my dream job. And then it ends. This episode... Oh, fuck. What did you think of this episode?
Full disclosure,
yeah,
I really appreciate you doing the synopsis because I didn't fucking finish watching the goddamn episode.
I love it. You know what? This is the Traveler. He's creepy with his 3-finger
fucking
hand.
Weird fucking fucking lobster hands.
I don't need this
that
shit.
was a real life murderer. We don't need to have that image. I just part of me kept thinking like, hey, I wonder if this is where they got the idea for Voyager. Like, let's thrust people out far away and they got to fucking deal with it. I didn't finish the episode, so thanks to your synopsis, I just was going to assume that the Enterprise was out billions of years away for the rest of the next 6 seasons. No, I watched what I watched and I couldn't finish it. And I will fully admit, as I've said before, I dropped the ball on this episode because I didn't want to watch this fucking episode.
Yeah.
And this is the reality of season 1 of TNG. Yeah. I don't like Wesley. It's okay that we have that. It adds passion to our relationship, is that we have disagreements. His orange turtleneck can go fuck itself. The Traveler's hands and hair and everything about him was creepy. The douchebag that thought he knew everything was creepy and just toxic masculinity running amok on the goddamn Enterprise, which I'm sorry, it should be a fucking safe space. I didn't like it. I was bored. I was everything. I don't know what it was. I was okay with watching other episodes that are way worse than I was this one. This one is so bad. What did you think?
So my observations were mostly about Riker, particularly he had a 5 o'clock shadow. And so alert on that. And that the Riker maneuver happened at 37 minutes, 28 seconds. Mm-hmm. And I also think that people tolerated this episode because of the special effects. But what people need to know is that the edge of the universe was literally reflections from water on someone's basement wall.
Oh my God, it looked like really cheap Christmas lights.
Yeah. Like, I'm not knocking it, like, in the interest of reality, that's what it was. Mm-hmm. And then, like, Picard tells them to hit warp 1.5, and I'm like, okay, like, I can actually jog faster than that, figure it out. Like, you're not going to get home. Mm-hmm. So the same. I had no other notes as I looked.
Nothing was funny. There was no Geordi jumping around making jokes. There was no Data that I want to groan about. It was just bad.
And Picard was very like curmudgeon-y. Like, this is just typical season
not
1.
The Picard I want.
No, exactly. Not my Picard.
Not my Picard. Mm-mm.
So
yeah, it was bad. And it's funny because the other day on the weekend, I'm one of those people. I'm a homebody, so I like to clean, I like to craft, I like to whatever. And as a result of that, I put the TV on and find something to put on in the background that I'm not going to be totally like, oh, I'm going to stop cleaning now because I have to watch this. I just want something on, and I put on the Space Channel, and a TNG episode came on, and it's the one from fuck, I don't know what season, but it's the episode where Wesley Crusher decides to leave Starfleet and the Traveler shows up, and I was like, oh, I should pay attention because this has to do with the episode that we're covering. It's when the Traveler returns. And I took one look at it and I was like, fuck my life, I'm not watching this bullshit.
Yeah.
And I continued to vacuum. There's some people out there who like Wesley or who like the Traveler or who like the tie-in of the two. I don't care. I think it was dumb. Chop off his hands. Let's move on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you rather? Do you have a would you rather for this?
I don't. Do you?
I'll make up one right now. Would you rather watch this episode or go to the dentist and have a fucking root canal? Here's your would you rather. I choose the root canal.
Is the root canal covered?
Well, it's Canada. Of course it's covered. Oh, okay. Let's add a third for the Americans. Would you rather watch this episode, have a root canal, or run 10 kilometers? How many miles is that? I don't know.
Like 6.2 or something.
6.2. Okay. 6.4. Good one. So there you go. I'll put that out on Twitter.
I don't know. Don't trust me. I was in remedial now.
Okay.
Jelly beans.
I love you. I love you.
I love you too.
Dan said Dan about this episode was like literally Wesley, period. The Traveler, period. That's all that needs to be said. But it was a skip it. Bill, I have to, here I am, unprepared, opening my computer.
It's fine.
I highlighted it on the Excel. Bill said, skip it. I hate the Traveler. Even though he appears again in TNG, this is a worthless episode that serves to add to West Trek. Thank you, Bill and Dan. Once again, we give you this point. I think it's safe to say that y'all are cool and we're friends. And they're going to be coming on future episodes of this podcast. So, spoiler alert, we're going to have Bill and Dan on the show.
Whoop.
And if you want to be on the show, at me on Twitter. And if you want to be anonymous and use one of those weird voice changer things like they do on those true crime, bring it on.
No doubt. And also, like, if we met in Vegas and there hasn't been a way to connect with us and you remember us.
And that is a really good way to segue into our 2009 STLV memories, because this is the year where it all went down.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
STLV.
I wrote notes and it starts off, I remember this year very well because this was the year I feel we really felt confident and owned our trip. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? We're bouncing off of the bad hair year.
But
do you want me to keep going or do you want to talk?
You do it.
Okay. I'm just going to read what I wrote. Perfect. We got upgraded on our flight. We were first class. We were what Fergie was singing about. We got upgraded at the fucking hotel. We had access to free food, free alcohol. We went to the Klingon lunch. We walked around the goddamn whole convention with a glass of wine at all times. We had breakfast with Zachary Quinto. I threw up. You wore peacocks in your hair. We were on. And it was epic. And the reason it was so epic, and I think this is the reason I play it up so much, is because we didn't know what to expect going in, because this was the first year we were going to be attending STLV without Star Trek The Experience. It was shut down the September after the last convention. We were seriously bummed about it. That was our place. When you bought those higher up tickets of Captain's Chair or Gold or whatever the fuck they call it, you were in at that place. It was somewhere to go. It was the cheers for the Star Trek people. And I didn't know if it was going to be fun without it. It was fun. Quest Bar was bumping every night. I think I got a death threat on that trip. There was something about pajamas and freaks and hanging out with God knows who, using a fax machine. I lost my cardigan sweater and talked to security.
Yeah.
Haley.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Okay.
So much happened.
Yes.
Let's see how the wine goes. I've got maybe an inch left in the bottle.
Okay. My memories from STLV 2009.
Okay, everybody everybody who's listening, stop. I don't care if you're listening and driving. I don't care if you're listening at work. I don't care if you're listening while you're doing time in San Quentin. Go pour yourself a strong one and just sit back, drink with us, and listen. I'm drunk.
Yeah,
so.
thanks for
This podcast episode is going to just be completely edited, and we're going to have to do a whole new one tomorrow night.
It's going to be great, though.
I'm going out for drinks tomorrow night. So shit.
Who? With who?
Haley's jealous.
So here we go. So at one point, we went back to our hotel room for some sprucing up, and I had a glass of wine, tripped, and I spilled my wine on the bedside table, and we were like giddy because we were cracking up. And then I saw that the wine had splashed on the wall and had caused the digital alarm clock to read 4 capital E's, like E, where the numbers should have been. And I was like, oh my God, I will pay for a replacement.
I have it on video. We came back to the room because it was that 10 minutes of sobriety where we were like, my feet hurt. I know I have to pee. I know there's probably black mascara running down my eyes. Let's just be smart and take 10 minutes, run up to the room, figure out our shit. And of course, within that time, you spilled the wine.
On the wall.
I had a camcorder. It's 2009. I had a camcorder, and I captured the clock. It was reading 10:20 or whatever time it was, and then I looked back, and it was E, and you're like, it's on the wall, and there was like white wine dripping down the wall. I was like, oh God, they're gonna charge my card.
I know. I was so concerned. Like a $14 alarm clock.
Yeah.
And then anyway, so like we like got over that shit, and then like we were heading back down to the bar, and you were fixing your hair, and I had just like no time for that
false lashes or some shit I was trying to do.
Legit. And I was like saying perhaps what I think is the quote of the trip. It's not how good I look, it's how good I feel.
And I remember exactly. You look at yourself in the mirror, that was the sliding door to the closet, and you were wearing like a black tank top dress that was like racer back, but you could see your like leopard print
bra. You can see my bra. I didn't give a shit.
It's not how I look, it's how I feel. I'm literally gonna like embroider that on some leopard print material and give it to you for Christmas.
And also, like, was this the year
that is your like life?
I know. And I can't remember if this is the year that I couldn't like operate the key card to get back into the room. I was like, I can't quite get it. So anyway, and then one of the mornings, like you said, we had paid, thank you very much, for breakfast with Zachary Quinto.
And he was so patient because that lineup was insane. And this was I think this was one of the first conventions he did.
We lugged ourselves out of bed. We were like really hungover. And I had turned on the hotel information channel, and the time had changed for the breakfast to an hour earlier, which gave us like 25 minutes to get ready. And I ended up going down to where the breakfast was with no makeup, which is a huge thing.
That's a thing. Because as you said, you're fair. I have dark hair, but for some goddamn reason, nature decided to give me no fucking eyebrows.
We got ready. He was late. We were hungover. We just ate. I think I had 3 bagels.
It was Zachary Quinto.
I felt like shit.
The little boy who played young Spock in the movie. Keep going.
Yeah. Okay. And then we spent like $200 each.
When did I have money like that? Oh, yeah.
I know.
I went to that nightclub and I had tips.
Oh, we spent $200 each on the Klingon blood lunch. This was, if you can imagine, this was a lunch where actors who played Klingons, including the now late Barbara Marsh, one of the Stewart.
She was cool. She was cool.
She was great with bands, especially.
Yeah.
And we were all forced to eat lunch together. And I remember walking in and being like horrified that there was no cash bar. Like I had a flask with vodka, but I was like,
was it in like, were you wearing like thigh bands or something?
No, this was the whole thing. No, I had a leopard print flask with like 3 ounces or some shit of vodka.
Oh, God.
Anyway, so we get to like the buffet line, and the only things to eat were like a Caesar salad, biggest punch bowl of carrot coins I've ever seen.
Carrot coins.
Like steamed carrot coins, and like 1.5 pizzas to feed like 90 people. And the actors came to each table to chat, and Michael Dorn came to our table. It was shortly after the TNG Family Guy episode aired, and you were like, oh, was it fun to do the voiceover work or something? And I think you kind of hated yourself.
I just wanted to die. And pressure is on. We're at a table full of fucking cool people, including some guy from New York who had a great New York accent. And Michael Dorn sits down, and that's my question. Oh, did you like being a fucking Family Guy? Like, what the fuck? Like, it was great. Can I go now? Because I have things to do.
And anyway, like there were like bottles of wine on the table, and like a lot of other tables weren't drinking. So the guys that we were sitting with, I think one of the guys' names was Brady. I feel like it was Brady.
Cool. I don't know.
But we started taking wine from other tables, and so that made the carrot coins a little more appealing. But also,
that's not how I remember it, though. I remember we walked in and we were instantly like, oh. Fake walls and cheap tables, and here we are. And we sat at our table. But if there's one thing we're good at, it's fucking mingling. Like, I will dazzle if I need to dazzle. And you and I asked everybody their name. We made friends with our table. That was cool. Done. I remember that the pizza looked like it was cardboard. The salad was sad. We were given a bottle of wine for the table. Mm-hmm. And I think we kind of asked everyone, like, do you mind if I take a second? Like, we poured a glass. Everyone's having their glass of wine. There's still a little bit left, and we're kind of like, can we have the last of it? And everyone's like, yeah, go for it, because obviously everyone else is stable in their lives, and we're the two that want to drink. So we finished the bottle of wine, and there was security at this event because there was one woman who was working security, and she recognized us as a woman. Our eyes locked. It was Air Supply music in the background, and she realized those women, they need wine. And she said, I know you're only supposed to get a bottle of wine per table, but here, fucking take this. And she gave us, like, the security woman gave us 2 bottles of wine, like a bottle each, and we just fucking got trashed. That's what I remember. I remember that specifically a woman who was dressed in a suit gave us, am I right or am I wrong?
No, I remember that woman in the blazer, and like,
whoever you are, if you're listening, someone give this woman a medal. Thank you.
Thank you.
She's not listening.
So I trust you to continue talking.
Okay.
And I'll be back.
Okay.
Keep it going.
Okay. I'll keep going.
Do it right now.
Okay. I'm going to keep talking. So on the last night of the convention, we went to Benihana. We made a reservation. We wanted to go have dinner. The prawn fell in my soda. Onion is a fire, and it's a choo-choo train and whatever. And either way, there was like a restaurant / private area. And the actors were going into that private area, and people we knew that were kind of with the media were going into that area. And we were like, oh, I kind of want to go in there because that's where people are hanging out. And so there we are, and we get to chatting with people at our table. And the people at our table, none of them were there for the Star Trek convention, which is shocking in itself. So this guy is like, what are you guys doing here? Are you here for business or pleasure? And I was like, we're here for the Star Trek convention. He's like, oh, I hate Star Trek. And Haley and I just like give each other a look. We're like, fuck my life. Because here's this guy who's looking at us saying, I don't like Star Trek. And if we change our peripherals and we look behind him, everybody we know going into the secret room, and we're like, this is our last day in Vegas? This is how it's supposed to end? We're supposed to be in there. What is it? Area 51?
Damn right. Moving on.
Anyway, I just remember this was the year of the Klingon. I just remember there was a bunch of guys that we met that were dressed as Klingons. They had these goblets full of alcohol. We drank from it. It was the thing. It was so fun. I don't know who these men are. Great job. Kapla.
Kapla.
I remember there is a room. Sorry. This makes me feel like I'm watching Oak Island. There's an island off the Atlantic coast. There's a strip of room floors at the Westgate at the Hilton that if you pay a little bit extra money, you get a nicer room, you get plusher pillows, whatever. But you also have access to the Resort Club Lounge. I'm sorry. Let me be me for a minute and just say how much I fucking love a Resort Club Lounge. I'll pay $30 a day to have access to this room. I like to eat. I'm sorry. I am a woman with curves. So if it's free, I'll take it for $30 US a fucking day. We walked in at breakfast time and we got fruit. We got pastries. There was orange juice. There was I didn't even drink coffee at the time, and I was drinking coffee. We went to the convention. Got tired. We go back. There's wine. There's rosé. There's cheap beer. There's pretzels, cheese cubes, vegetables. There was newspapers everywhere. It was the best. This is the life. This is what Pitbull and those rap stars live like. We just get free wine and free pretzels, and we're snacking it up like there ain't no thing, reading fucking free copies of the newspaper. It was the best trip ever.
Yeah. Fucking Nancy Grace yammering on about some murder in the background. It was an amazing experience.
We had that. I remember.
Very cool. There was a chick that's working who fucking hated her life.
I have a video of her just sitting there, and it feels like I need to like edit it properly.
I know,
like Tarantino style with like a really good sad song. Oh my god, I'm hiccuping now. Either way, that was the best year. That was so fun. I'm gonna post some photos on Twitter of us we were with Clink. Oh my god, I have the hiccups. This is so embarrassing. Let me just I don't even like wine. It's Cantina Tolo Pinot Grigio. It was fun.
It was great.
And now, please enjoy some various audio clips from the infamous Star Trek Las Vegas 2009 Vegas vacation videos of Haley and me. Oh god.
Version 2 of our free room called Special VIP Lounge. Reading the paper, hanging out, drinking free wine, free food. First official day. Last night was epic. I won $50 in the slot machine and then decided to buy Ed Hardy wine. And basically I woke up at like 6 a.m. My clothes were still on. I was throwing up, and it was such a bad thing. Still in my skirt. How are you doing today, Haley?
I feel okay. I just feel tired.
You look good.
I'm kind of tired that sleeping won't help.
Yeah. I'm tempting food. I hope I don't throw it up. Should be good. Bye. We're drunk now, and it's like, I love our lives.
We love each other. We're having so much fun together.
I'm gonna cry soon.
Maybe.
We gotta drink up.
Finish it. Oh. You didn't. Yeah, you know what? You're not supposed to chug wine. Sarah just did it.
Evidence. Nothing. One drop. Let's go with some Top Dollar. You like it?
I'm in.
I'm gonna have a fucking cigarette. Because I only have a day and a half left. And then I have to quit. It's a light bulb. I'm gonna electrocute myself.
It's down here. Oh, turn on. You gotta do something up there, is there? Shit! I've been charged into my feet, so I'm gonna kill you. I'm a wall! Sorry! Oh, my bad! Let's go up!
We're gonna go see Holly!
Go up!
Like the flower. Something like that.
What's that? Wait, hold on. I don't care how I look right now.
I look good.
How good I feel.
You look good.
Okay. There's our talk.
That's
My computer wants to refresh. I'm gonna click restart later.
I have no time. Let me.
Before we close out on this episode, can I just say to anybody who's part of the Trek Geeks podcast community, happy holidays. It's December 4th. The holidays are coming, and I wish you all nothing but the best, the health and happiness that you all deserve at Christmas or Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate.
Festivus.
I send it out to you.
Me too.
Absolutely. Hug the ones you love. Tell them you love them. Give to the community if you can. And happy holidays. Haley, can you tell the folks about the online stuff?
The online. Do you like Star Trek? Do you want more quality podcasts like ours? Visit us and our other friends over at trekgeeks.com. And meanwhile, Sarah, man's or woman's, whatever, the social media for Rewind at Trek Rewind on Twitter and on Instagram. And she's also the admin of the Facebook group Camp Kinnemer. So watch your P's and Q's. And
watch it.
I wonder actually what P's and Q's stand for.
Pints and quarts.
I always thought it was please and thank you.
No, it's pints and quarts. Mind your pints and quarts. Goodbye.
Live long and prosper.
To infinity and
apparently.
And that right there was episode 4 of Trek Rewind. A bit of a sloppy ending, if I do say so myself. It just literally turned into me like unplugging everything and just kind of stumbling out of the room. So I wanted to make sure that I added a few more points in because we forgot. One, first, but not the most important, because I want to be like equal to everybody. But thank you, Bill and Dan, for all the hard work you do and for letting us be a part of your podcast network. We hope that we aren't kicked off for being absolutely ridiculous. 2, thank you very much to 5 Year Mission for letting us use their music. It is such an awesome addition to the podcast, I think. And it just makes us sound like way cooler than we really are because the music's awesome and we love it. So thank you. And lastly, of course, thank you to the listeners, the supporters, the Patreon, the community, the people at Fansets, everyone. Thank you so much. Again, happy holidays. And we'll see you in the new year when we come at you with the next episode, episode 5 of Trek Rewind, which will be covering episode 7 of TNG, the episode known as The Lonely Among Us.